What is going on? The play of the day is not going to be sexy. It's not going to be pretty. However, it has a 71% hit rate on the season. What's the play? Let's find out on Bets Before Bed. All right, the play of the day, as I said, might not be sexy. It might not be pretty, but it should get the job done. And that's Nick Claxton over 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Before I talk about why, do me a favor, like the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys and your support. Thank you. All right, Nick Claxton, centers against Indiana. If you've paid attention this year, you know that's a thing. We've been targeting centers against Indiana all season. Their defense down low is atrocious. Over the last 15 games, Indiana is giving up the second most rebounds per game at 18.02. So just over 18 per game. Over the last 15, that same span, they're giving up the most points per game to opposing centers at 27.32. Nick Claxton has exceeded this line in 70% of the games this season. Now, I know what you're saying. If you're game log watching, he hit the under against the Lakers. I'm not worried about it. I think it was a tougher matchup against AD. I think overall that game just kind of went askew for that team. He only played 26 minutes. I think if we can see his normal run of 28 to 30 minutes, he should smash this line against Indiana in what is one of the few competitive games on this slate tomorrow. Let's jump into some other plays that are up in the air. The first play I'm up in the air about is Kobe White rebounds and assists. And really, the main reason this is an up in the air play is because the official line's not out yet, but I have a pretty good idea of where it's going to drop. It was 8.5 today. He hit the under on this line. I believe it's going to come out 8.5 again for tomorrow. Now, he missed this line, as I said, tonight against Minnesota, but that was a tough matchup. Kobe White gets a much more favorable matchup here against Atlanta. The fact that he missed it tonight, I don't really care. The good thing is I think that this keeps the line at 8.5 for tomorrow instead of bumping it up potentially to 9.5. I like the over. He has an 80% hit rate on this line without Levine on the season. I like the over 8.5 rebounds and assists. I don't think I like it. If this line comes out tomorrow and it's 9.5, it's just a pass for me. Another play that I'm up in the air about is CJ McCollum. Now, I do believe we get CJ McCollum. I actually like a couple of his lines. I like his points in this game and potentially his points and assists. Maybe an opportunity to do what I like to call the player prop stacking, where we'll take a half or a quarter unit potentially on one of them. So maybe a half or a quarter unit on the points and then stack it with a half or a quarter unit of the over points and assists. I believe the points should be somewhere around 19.5 to 21.5, maybe 22.5, but I really am hesitant at 22.5. I prefer it at 21.5, obviously. And the points and assists should be at about 28.5 to 29.5, I believe, assuming that I know or have a good idea of where his points and assists line individually will be placed. This is a line that I think is phenomenal. This is a good spot for CJ in this game in a pace up, close game against Phoenix. It is a very important game for playoff implications, and I think that CJ is going to be leaned on heavily, as he has been ever since Brandon Ingram went out. I'm going to put his information, his stats on the board without Brandon Ingram, but as you can see, CJ McCollum has just been relied on more heavily without him. He's a more focal point of the offense for both scoring and for running the offense, so his assists have gone up as well. I think this is a great spot for him to exceed this line. And if you made me choose, I think I would lean points. But as I said, I just want to see a little bit more to come out. We don't even have an official line yet, but I think that this will get you into a good spot, having an idea of where the line might be placed, and then a lean on that line one way or the other when it comes out will hopefully put you in a good spot so that once this line does drop, you can jump right on it and get the early value that I think we'll see. Listen, guys, I know it's a bit of a shorter video. I don't know what to do with it. There's 3 games that are over 11-point spreads right now in the National Blowout Association, and I hopefully gave you some good leans on some lines that aren't even out yet so that you'll be able to pounce on them when they do come out. There's a couple of games I don't really see too much in the Memphis and Detroit game right now, and if something else does come up later on, I will post it on my Twitter, or I have the Patreon link will be pinned down below. That's $5 a month for that. You get exclusive access, picks sent right to that app before they get posted anywhere else, or just follow me on Twitter for free at TheHulkBets is a great place for me where I post some free picks and stuff. Listen, happy to be back. Hope you had a great Easter, and I will be back with another video tomorrow night. Have a great one. Listen, before I get into the play, do me a favor, like the video, comment, subscribe. The YouTube algorithm tells me that, 50% of people stop watching after the first 15 to 30 seconds. Do me a favor if you're going to leave now on your way out.